And we are back. So, welcome back to the Smoke Break JBR, the Just Be Real podcast, where we sit down, talk some shit, and just be real. I'm here again with my co-host and partner in crime, Brandon. What's up, Brandon? I don't know if we can see you because of the glare.
There really isn't any glare, but buenos dias.
Okay.
How are you?
So, we didn't come here last week.
Yeah.
We didn't come back to Explicit Vape Burbank. Thank you, Ed, for letting us use the space again.
Always thanks.
Because, I had just gotten a vacation. Tired.
Just a little jet lag, tired.
Not necessarily jet lagged, but just tired.
Let's just call it jet lag.
Let's just call it jet lag. So we're just going to jump into it because we're going to do a short episode to kind of readjust, get back in the feel of things. So today, first of all, we got a brand new trailer for Death Stranding.
Holy
Hideo
crap.
Kojima? Kojima?
It's Kojima-san and Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I said that's what
I
I'm
thought
confirming it.
Yeah, no, you got it right. I thought you were saying it's another person's name. Sorry.
The guy who made Metal Gear Solid.
Yes.
We got a brand new trailer.
It looks so good.
Looks phenomenal. So I loved the whole trailer. I love they don't give you a lot. They kind of make you want more and see what's going on in the whole thing.
What they do show you are just small slices of
what you can
portions. Do. And yeah, exactly, of things that you can do. And the story portions that they do show you is so minuscule that it leaves you in questions.
And it's so open-ended. You're like, what the fuck is going on? Honestly, it's definitely going to give us a run, or it's going to give Cyberpunk a run for the money right now.
Oh, yeah.
If it's done well.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, it looks phenomenal.
I'm really impressed with the gameplay design, that it's extremely open and free. It's like you can throw your hook down anywhere. Throw your ladder anywhere.
You can use your carrier, whatever it is you're carrying, as a weapon.
That's amazing.
The ladder mechanic was really dope. I was really wondering how that was going to play out. Like,
I'm like,
okay,
is
ladder.
it like a specific trail they have to... No.
And I'm really glad that it didn't just spawn. It was like, no, it's part of this pack, and it went chunk.
It's a super extendable ladder. That's like ultra lightweight, very long. Dude.
I know. It looks really, really... I'm trying to like fight a sneeze right now.
It's okay, dude.
Like it's violent.
I'll mute you.
No, it's fine. No, don't worry about it. I got it.
I'm on the button.
I got it. It's fine. I can fight a sneeze. So...
And the animations, for the facial animation, the acting...
Oh, God.
Dude.
Norman Reedus looks dope in this.
Mads Mikkelsen, his whole sequence in the beginning when you're from the perspective of the baby.
You really feel like he's there.
It's terrifying.
Like, it's really awesome.
We're climbing the uncanny valley. Because the uncanny valley is that point right before super realism that it looks a little creepy and weird. We've been there for a very long time.
But this is, would you feel, is like the pinnacle?
This is not the pinnacle, but the beginning of climbing out of it.
Like oh, really?
We're beginning to climb out of that valley and beginning to hit realism.
Oof.
Because it looks so good. Not only do the facial animations, but the environment.
Speaking of that, you showed me a clip recently, because it just reminds me of it, of how there's a company that can use software, right? That can actually put it onto a painting or a picture. Samsung. There we go.
Samsung AI Technologies. And we got Brandon Falconry in the chat.
What's up, Brandon?
Pitter-patter.
Pitter-patter.
Yeah, and it's Samsung AI Technologies.
Pitter-patter. Yeah, there we go. And they can actually put what? They can put their user software to put it on any painting, any photo.
It's basically any single image of a face. And they can,
I knew you'd have it.
And they can basically remap or map a person's, or like the structure of a person's, like mechanical talking mechanisms of the face, like how jaws and all that, and basically create an actual person out of that.
What they would look like and how they would talk.
Yeah.
Pretty creepy. So do you think that's like, because of this Death Stranding trailer and also that, you think they can cross and become something that actually becomes realism?
Well, in that sort of aspect, it's very different.
I'm just saying, kind of, because that really brought all those pictures, or literally they made the Mona Lisa talk.
Yeah, it made the Mona Lisa talk and have like
and it looked creepy.
It does.
Like it looked really creepy. That's what I'm saying. Do you think with that also we've gotten to that point?
Well, when it comes down to the way that this system is working compared to like for Death Stranding is, you actually have an actual person to base all the movements on. With the AI system,
you're inventing one.
Yeah, exactly. You're using a database of pre-used or pre-recorded facial animation poses and all that.
To do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
okay,
with an actual person, it's like you're actually doing real, organic
So
motions.
really, okay, so what Death Stranding severely, just really.
Yeah,
cool.
it's
Okay.
still that's the way for Death Stranding is climbing out of the uncanny valley visually, but with the whole AI with the Samsung
I am still
technologies.
fighting the sneeze, and it was a bad choice.
Oh, it's okay.
It was a bad choice. But
With the Samsung AI technologies, what they're doing is behind the lines or hidden behind view, getting out of the uncanny valley mechanically, as in by the way that you interact with the person and how you would perceive somebody from being real or not real from just like an image and very small,
okay,
quick glances. Anything can basically become a person.
okay, that makes sense.
You know, it's
That
a
makes
different
sense.
thing, but still kind of on the same.
So,
It's a little terrifying, but it looks so good.
so
And
what
we
do you
did-
think?
and we
okay,
did get a release
comparing it to,
And we did get a release date for.
And we got a release date, which is dope. So comparing to CD Projekt Red,
Yes.
Cyberpunk, which one are you more excited for now?
Well,
Because we've been waiting for this, Death Stranding
For a long
release
time.
for a long fucking time. How
Eight-
long ago was the other trailer? The first one, I should say.
Well, the most recent trailer I think was
About a year ago.
Approximately, yeah, about a year ago at the last, not this most recent Game Awards, but I think the previous one.
Yeah, well, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. That's the one that I went to. And,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So that was a little while ago, but finally we got a release date and finally
3 years. It's been about 3 years.
Exactly. Compared to CD Projekt Red, I'd have to say that I'm about equally as excited because they're
I'll
they're
admit, I'm actually
satisfying.
still more excited for Cyberpunk. Probably because I like the aesthetic of Cyberpunk, and we've already seen a good amount of it.
Yeah.
We're like, holy shit.
Well, the reason
But-
the reason why I'm equally is because they're satisfying two different itches.
That's true.
The cyberpunk being that whole cyberpunk idea and
Mm-hmm.
aesthetic and being that person in society and real and all that, and then Death Stranding for that more real, personal to the actual person and who people are, more philosophical, more of a story.
Oh
type
yeah,
of
that
thing.
looks definitely really story heavy, and it's
Extremely
gonna look.
story heavy.
I'm hoping the story is pretty consistent, not consistent, but fluid,
That it's
and
very
it
easy-
flows, and that we can follow everything, and it doesn't feel watered down or just too diluted with fucking
Filler
context
or
and filler. Just like yeah,
small little things. Like, oh, do this little
because with long
meaningless
campaigns
quest.
like that and long story-based games, it can. It really can.
If you stuff it with a lot of just filler missions and quests, like, oh, defend
Yeah.
this thing 12 times and
And I don't think, I really don't think, especially being who it is, who made it, I really don't think he'll give us that. But-
absolutely.
I don't think he'll give us that, but with the little bits that we've seen and how weird it is,
It has definitely been weird.
it seems like it's going to take a decent amount of explanation and a decent amount of
The good thing though,
story to kind of like fully get us immersed. But I have faith. But it's just
absolutely.
like, okay.
I think definitely like there has been aspects of the game that we still have a lot of questions about. But the good thing though is that the mechanics that are new to basically all of games in general, being the you're still playing and still have an active role when you die. That section was pretty not explicitly explained, but it was kind of described very early on. The whole aspect of you dying and how that is played out and your interactions post-death, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Because in most games, that's something that Kojima has said in the past, is that the 99.9% of games, when you die, there's a break of time between you and then reloading back into the beginning. What he wanted to do, and apparently we're hoping that he has succeeded, is make a mechanic where when you die, you're still playing a part. You don't get a break necessarily. You have a consistent flow of gameplay that you're always involved in.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see.
So that's definitely something that I'm very, very curious to see because it's, like I said, something that nobody has really done. Because
And it's going to be
usually-
interesting how they introduce it and how they use it, and especially if he's really boasting about it. Not really boasting, but like, we're going to try something new.
The good thing is that the way that he's introduced, like what it's about and everything to the audience so far has been very subtle. It's not been like, oh, he died and he turned back and this is what happens
It's
in the
been
trailers.
super subtle.
It's
Super,
been like,
super subtle.
Oh, he gets taken down and all this and that, but that's all we get to see. So
It's very subtle.
very still, murky of what's going on, but at least we can get sort of an understanding. It's like, oh, you know what? We won't be totally 100% shocked, but it's totally new and we want to try it out, see what can be done.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's
that's
going to
what
be
we
interesting.
need. We
It's
need
going to be
innovation.
interesting. I'm excited. I want to see what
Dude.
happens.
Absolutely.
All right, what else? We were going to jump into... Oh, God. Speaking of games, I forgot about this. I don't want to forget about it. Did you hear what Pokemon Go's new update's going to be?
What happened? What's the new update that apparently you've been...
It's going to be Pokemon Sleep.
Wait.
It's a new update they're going to have,
Uh-huh.
and they're going to monitor your sleep patterns to help you produce eggs faster for the game.
Okay.
Here, I have some of it.
I
read some of the article. It was just more of wow, okay, that's fucking weird. But
there are certain situations where I'm okay with my phone tracking my sleep.
Several announcements, including development of Pokemon Masters, which I didn't look into, and Pokemon Sleep. So we're pleased to announce that the development of Pokemon Sleep, a new app from Pokemon, whatever it is, that tracks a user's time sleeping, brings a gameplay experience unlike any other. Are you burping right now?
Yes. I'm moving the mic away. I don't want.
I looked up and I'm like, "You okay?"
Burping the mic.
Yeah. So it's just they're gonna track your sleep patterns now.
That's a little weird.
That's weird. And then of course the next article I see after that is the Huawei, whatever it is. Please lift the bands.
Yeah.
We don't want that. It's really funny, but it's just why the fuck do you want to track my sleep patterns?
So the whole thing that I'm trying to understand is, I can sort of see why they want to have this implemented, because I've started to sort of use the sleep pattern type of thing that is in part of the clock app in the iPhone.
Yeah.
So that kind of tracks my sleeping habits, so I can better monitor myself. So it's I need to sleep more. It's just better tracking of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I can sort of see this as a gamification to encourage more or better sleeping habits. It's if you sleep 8 hours...
If that's the encouragement, good. Because...
You got to be explicit about it.
Because we have to be honest, there's that gamer stigma.
Yeah, we don't sleep much.
And it is true for a good amount of people who stay up way too fucking late gaming and doing shit.
That is true.
So if it's a proactive move, good for them. Mm-hmm. If it's a very good proactive move to get people to sleep more and chill out more, which is understandable because, respectable, but it's still weird.
Yeah,
it's still really weird.
I'm a little hesitant with it, mainly because it's data that people can utilize for any purposes. Yeah. And
it's
personally, I'm not cool with that, because sometimes we don't know if that is for good or nefarious.
Do you even play Pokemon Go anymore?
I still have it on my phone. I occasionally, once in a while, open it up and see if
I lost the desire. Once they took out the footprints, and that was very early, I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
What?
I really like the feature of being able to here's the Pokemons, and being able to have a tracker. It's just it's your Pokedex.
Exactly.
And so you have your own.
And then the update ruined it, and I was just like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah, I wasn't. Really
I'm solid.
Cool
So
with
I dropped it. I deleted it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why people are still playing it. I mean, I get it because it makes people walk, and it's really fun still. I guess.
I'll give him that.
And I still see people right here in Burbank in front of the Sprint store for a Pokemon stop.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's
still popular.
For all of its faults that it has had in the past, they definitely have some props because of the fact that they've been able to get people outside.
Dude,
because
I should not have fought the sneeze. It is.
You've been trying?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fucking me up.
Like I said, it definitely helps combat the whole stigma of gamers tend to stay inside.
Yeah, and I understand that's why they did it with Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Forces you to walk. You gotta walk. There's no other thing you can do. Mm-hmm. Gotta walk. You want Pokemon? Walk your ass that way.
Yeah.
So really proactive.
And if
really
you want to
good.
go discover Pokemon, you have to go walk around.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
you gotta leave your area.
Yeah.
You gotta leave your home.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So respectable, and honestly, it worked.
It did.
It did work. People got out. People got healthy.
Almost to an extreme.
Exactly.
Ugh.
So awesome. So it's weird that they're gonna track your sleep patterns, though.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
It's just too weird for me. Mm-hmm. Way too weird for me. By the way, it's been 3 years since we lost Harambe.
It has been. But he will always live in our hearts.
By the way, rest in peace, fucking Grumpy Cat. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to give a proper memorial for him when he passed because we were gone. But poor Grumpy Cat, he's fucking gone. But yeah, man, it's just weird that they're tracking sleep patterns. I don't know.
Like I said, there's been as you just briefly said, the whole Huawei ban. There's a lot of possibilities.
Okay, can you explain that? I didn't really look into it because it kind of just happened so fast.
So what happened is not necessarily Huawei got banned, but
they had a lot of sanctions on them, right?
Well, it's hard to necessarily explain it because it's not necessarily Huawei's banned from doing operations in the U.S. It's more of the U.S. companies are banned from doing operations
With Huawei. Yeah.
So that's how the ban is. And it's one part because of the cooperation and the whole thing with the Chinese government and their economy and how they run things and
Yeah.
cooperations with not only like the...
So it's really just government employees and government buildings and certain things basically like, all right, we're not using Huawei products anymore.
Well, it's not necessarily we're using Huawei products. Is that Huawei can't buy anything from U.S. products. So, like, they can't buy Intel chips. They can't buy Qualcomm chips. They can't utilize Android. They can't utilize Microsoft Windows or any of those products. Basically, that's all their infrastructure gone.
I got to grab my batteries,
That's
so
fine.
keep going.
You're good.
So, basically, they're just not allowed to buy all the parts. And why, though?
Basically, that's what I'm saying. That the U.S. companies are banned from doing business with Huawei. So they can't do business with U.S. companies, and the majority of the U.S. companies that Huawei works with are basically the foundations of the Huawei product empire. You know, when it comes to their products, they kind of operate the backbones of internets and data structures and so on. So you utilize Microsoft Windows Server, and those things, it's like I said, it's Microsoft, and Microsoft obviously being a U.S. company, and being the server operating system is the backbone for the majority of most operating, infrastructures.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Like everything is ran off those.
Now you can't even do anything. Any Huawei...
So it really does affect them, like...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Hardcore.
Huge. I mean, like, with Qualcomm.
I mean...
They're like, the Qualcomm itself is like the basis for the CPU in their phones. Android, although the base version of Android is open source, the Android versions that is being used by Google that Huawei uses and puts a skin on, that is all developed by Google. So now they can't even use that on any of their phones.
Okay. See, I didn't know.
All
That's
the Huawei laptops, now you can't put Windows on any of them.
Just completely locked out.
Completely, 100%. So you can only use Linux unless they develop their own operating system, which apparently they have been developing their own in-house Android development.
What, Huawei?
Yeah, apparently, but with the features and stuff that Google's operating system has offered, phones these days.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how it's going to match up to it.
Yeah.
Interesting. I had no idea. Oh, this is something I did want to talk about. So,
What's up?
we were going to talk about Game of Thrones, but we knew it's going to be way too long, and unfortunately we can't be here. How much are we on time right now?
We are at 18 minutes.
18 minutes. So we'll wrap up with this. So we were going to talk about Game of Thrones. We're not, because we'll do that next week.
Yeah, that's
we also need developments on what's going on with Kit Harington. I don't know if you heard about what's going on with him.
What happened?
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, he actually got checked into rehab.
What?
Yeah. Checked into rehab for, like, stress and depression and anxiety.
What?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. So.
I hope he's doing all right. I hope he.
And I don't know if it's about the show, but we'll see. But
what else?
Definitely want
to
to talk about more once we get more developments on that, because I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, let's definitely hold off a little bit and see.
But I definitely wanted to talk about is that I've been mentioning a lot. I didn't bring it up on here about the new live action animes.
Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit about those
that are coming, and we had some discussions before this.
Yeah,
we thought we'd have it here. So, Cowboy Bebop, we've talked about. They're doing a live action.
Yep.
Awesome. It's going to be the guy from Star Trek that plays Captain Sulu. Mm-hmm. Fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm issue. Cool excited. I'm just hoping they keep true, or decently true to the story.
I hope for that they do three things. They keep the soundtrack relatively similar.
Okay, that shouldn't even have to be said, because if they don't even put any effort into the soundtrack...
Dude, look at Sonic. That piece of garbage.
Oh, by the way, it got delayed a whole year.
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Go back, fix it, because we all know it's fucking terrible.
Expensive cars just drove right behind you.
I know. But yeah.
So the music, even for that, I'm like, okay, please make it at least sound good.
See, my problem is
Don't
we shouldn't even have
cheesy,
to say that.
But
that's 90% of the anime. Honestly, 90% of the aesthetic of that anime is the soundtrack and the score.
Unfortunately,
so if they can't do that, fuck them.
unfortunately, when it comes to the movie industry,
Yeah.
they don't really think that 100% all that much about audio. And I can tell you that as being an audio engineer.
Yeah, that's fair.
They don't think about us a
I don't
lot.
give a shit. So I'm hoping they stick as fair. That is true.
That's a huge thing. 2, the hair. The hair. How? And please, if they do, I hope they pull it off really well.
Yeah, and not too cheesy. Like
I hope. Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Don't even start.
Yeah, we don't talk about that here.
And 3rd, the ship.
Please get it right.
And the corgi, please. Fucking corgi.
Yeah, if there's no corgi in this, I'm
oh,
done.
my God.
If I don't see a corgi in this,
Give me
I'm out.
corgi and I will be happy.
I'm done.
That's it.
So definitely
And have
3.
him get all like fucked up on the mushrooms or whatever that time they were on the desert planet and he was like bouncing and all that. Give me that. Please. Give me that.
That, and then another live action coming at you. Live action Akira. Definitely really worried, but I am hopeful because the director said, or the director or whoever it is, they're not going to try to whitewash the movie
Okay.
at all because the movie takes place in Tokyo.
Yeah.
So they're going to use Asian actors
Cool. and
and actresses. They have to. And
Yeah.
that's literally it's like we're going to do our
If you
best
wanna-
not to water this down and whitewash this
Gotta try to keep it as original or to the original.
and try to
material as
keep it
possible.
away from Dragon Ball.
Yes, please. Absolutely.
It's
Keep it away
really
from-
bad that how bad that movie is that we can continuously reference how shitty that is.
You want to use Avatar
or
as
please,
the other one?
Avatar or Death Note.
Please no. No.
So let me get into the last one. And
Okay,
this
well, hold on. With
Huh.
Akira, if they're able to pull it off with the same level of quality as the Oats Studio videos, remember?
yes,
If they can pull it off with that quality, I'll be okay.
100%.
Yeah.
So
That
this
looks
one's going to
fucking
make
sick.
you mad because you're a fan of this one, I think.
Oh no.
So they're going to do a live action One Piece. But let me explain the changes. So the character's name in One Piece. So let me give you a basis of what One Piece is.
Makidi
Boy named Luffy. He's a pirate
Luffy.
on the sea. Okay? His name is no longer going to be Luffy. It's Luff. Just Luff.
Excuse me?
Oh, and he wears a straw hat. That's like his main trademark for the character. He's not going to have a straw hat.
What?
He's going to have a fedora. Yeah, I know. The fedora made me cringe so fucking hard.
Oh my god.
But here's the best part. He has a ship that's on the sea.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the anime. He's a pirate.
What's it called? Happy Day?
I think so. I haven't watched it in a
Or
while.
Happy something
But
like that?
that's the whole point. He's a pirate.
Yes.
It's a spaceship now.
Excuse me?
It's a fucking spaceship. Where in their right mind did they just
You know
butcher a fucking character?
You know what this reminds me of? The unmade Tim Burton's Superman Lives movie.
Yes.
Because the producer, the executive producer of that movie that was never made, eventually made Wild Wild West. The giant spider at the end,
Yeah.
because Kevin Smith actually wrote the script for the movie and eventually got it canceled. He even said at the end he wanted Superman to fight a giant spider. So this reminds me of exactly that, where some fucking
Where in their minds
some executive producer with the money said, "Yo,
spider.
spaceship." Luffy? No, his name is Luff.
Luff. Okay, so we're gonna have him with a straw hat. No. That's
Fedora.
pretty. That's dumb.
Fedora.
Fedora, dude. You know how badass a fedora is?
Yo, dude, fedoras are the shit right
This is why I don't like live actions.
No,
and
this is-
apparently,
no,
no
no.
spoilers. Apparently, Detective Pikachu is amazing. I have not seen it,
now. I'm glad.
but I'm seeing Godzilla this weekend.
Oh, dude, you gotta tell
excited.
me how good that one is.
But I don't understand why they get this idea of like we can change something so drastically, and everyone's gonna accept it as okay.
It's because it's the executive producers.
I hate it. It's honestly
Into the mic,
frustrating.
dude. Into the mic.
I know. It's always been frustrating. It's just been getting really frustrating with this industry. Like, really, dude?
Hey, at least
Like-
it wasn't Superman Lives. At least it was Wild Wild West. That was a giant mechanical.
Thank God that
spider.
didn't happen. But if this movie actually goes through and actually like gets made and everything, who the fuck's gonna see it?
It's like the guys in the studios who create the ideas. Who was like, yo, we should make a live action One Piece and we could do it this way and this way. And those guys, I think, probably have a pure reason and their whole thing is pure and they're okay. but it's once
It's
it
the
reaches,
executive step in. It's when the
Exactly.
money steps in.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
They're like, yo, let's up it up. Now it's a spaceship, so we can CGI it. That's why I bet it's because they're gonna CGI the shit out of it.
It's so
They're gonna CGI.
infuriating. And then we
They probably got
God.
contracts up the wazoo.
It's so
with that.
bad, dude. I'm losing faith real hard, man.
You know, it's these
Jesus.
people with the money. Oh, I can do it. I got all the money. I can do it. Don't worry about it.
It's really annoying, but I'm just excited for Cowboy Bebop and see what the fuck happens.
Cowboy Bebop.
We'll see, though. Where are we at on time, sir?
Oh, we are at 25.
25?
Yeah.
All right, we can kill some 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping they do Akira right.
I
We'll
am
see.
too. Definitely with Akira, you know, if they're able to pull it off with the quality of Oat Studios and have it as, I don't know if they want to do it as grotesque. Do you think you
They
want to
kinda
do
have to.
PG-13 or R?
Oh, they have to do an R.
Have to.
They have to do an R.
Yeah.
Because it's not a gentle animated movie or anime.
It's a serious one.
It's
What
really
if-
serious. It's graphic. It's
What if they're?
especially the mutate. Well, no spoilers. Spoilers. If you haven't seen it, fucking watch
It's
it.
an old movie.
It's an old one. Watch it. I don't give a shit. There's a lot of mutations and a lot of like disfigurements and ripping of people's bodies and basically explosion. They have to make it an R. I can't see any way you can possibly make this a PG-13.
What if it's so grotesque and graphic it becomes NC-17?
Fine, I'll watch it because honestly, it should.
No crying kids.
That's fine because honestly, it should be. That whole thing is so graphic when you first watch it. You've
Yeah.
seen it a couple times. I've seen it more than a couple times because it's really good.
It is.
But honestly, it's a very graphic movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of scenes where it's like, whoa. And obviously, it's animated. You don't react, but it's like, imagine seeing that on screen. It has to be R.
Yeah,
It has
absolutely.
to be R.
It just still brings me back to Ghost
It's
in
like-
the Shell live action and how poorly they did it. Poorly.
Ghost in the Shell it's still one of the worst, but I
It's
don't think
not-
it's still the worst, but it's
Yeah.
one of
It's
the worst.
bad, but it's not the worst out there. You know,
No.
if this is like
If you had to name top 3 worst live actions, in my opinion, it's still Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Mine goes Death Note.
and Death Note. Yeah, those three.
Death Note is
Those
the
are
worst.
those are the
I think those are the top. You cannot put Mortal
The
Kombat in there.
unholy trinity.
You cannot put Mortal Kombat in there because it is the
No,
best
it's a-
worst movie.
It's a classic. That one, honestly,
It's such
is
a bad
classic.
good movie.
Yeah, and maybe even Super Mario Brothers, but even that
No,
one,
you can't add that one.
No.
Because that's a classic.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie, but we like it. We
Yeah,
watch
that's
it.
true. It's
So yeah, it's just we'll
sort of
see.
like Double Dragon.
I like Double Dragon.
That's why I said it's like Double
It's-
Dragon.
yeah, it's like Double Dragon.
It's so bad, it's good.
exactly. And honestly, man, they just need to make it an R. Imagine if they didn't make Logan R.
Yeah,
Like,
it wouldn't come out the same. It
wouldn't
would
be the same.
basically be another.
Imagine a PG-13 Deadpool. It wouldn't even work. You couldn't even get the first 10 minutes right.
Just totally bad.
So with this, it's almost the same thing. You have to make it an R. If you don't make it an R, then don't make it.
Yeah.
Then don't make it.
It wouldn't fit the whole theme. It wouldn't fit the.
Kind of like, what do you think Cowboy Bebop, PG-13? You think they can pull a PG-13 or they have to go R?
Yes, they can pull off a PG-13 because it's mainly hand to hand and noir.
there's really not a lot of
detective
graphic
work. No, not really. You know, there's.
The only thing that would make it an R is like fan service shit, and that's about it.
But even then, there's minimal.
Even then, you can pull off a PG-13 with that nowadays. Like,
yes, if
dude,
it's
because have you seen like some of these PG-13s? They're really pushing the limit on PG-13 now. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
pretty
true.
interesting.
Yeah,
It's like, whoa.
that's definitely true. But you know, hopefully they'll pull it off well enough. I'm definitely happy with Sulu as being.
At first, I wasn't excited until I saw. This is what changed my mind. Because I think I said I wasn't excited that they're picking him, but it changed my mind once I saw the broom fight scene that I showed you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a scene in I forgot what episode. Like honestly, I don't remember.
Well, it was one of the early middles, somewhere around there.
So where he fights some chick with a broom.
Uh-huh.
Phenomenal animated scene. Phenomenal scene. So once I saw that, and then I knew what he did in Star Trek, the first one.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he could do it.
Yeah, you
he
can
could do
see
it.
the blend of the two fighting styles really blend very, very well.
And then with his mannerisms, it's pretty identical. Like it's really
it's
identical.
kind, it's
so
kind of like a laid back kind of like sort of.
yeah, and honestly,
a
I'm
little
pretty.
cockiness.
I think it could work.
Yeah, I
I think
so.
it works. I'm giving Cowboy Bebop a good chance, honestly. Okay. So, with that being said, we're gonna wrap this up. It's a little bit of a short episode. We got some stuff to do.
Yeah.
Still a little busy, but we'll be back next week for a full hour. We're gonna have it more structured, more organized because it's just the first episode back. We want to thank Ed from Exclusive 8 Burbank. Come
Many
on
thanks.
down, have some fun. Anything you want to add, Brandon?
Nothing really. I might be starting a new job.
Oh,
Finally,
yeah.
So
By the way, congratulations to Brandon. He got a
thank you.
job.
yeah, finally.
He got a job. So we'll actually have to figure out what's going on with the podcast. So it might be a
Most-
little sporadic.
Most
We don't
likely,
know.
I'll probably still be on the same schedule as
It'll
we're
still
doing
probably
it
be
now.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
But you're working now, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
So we will.
we'll keep you posted, and then we're gonna do some more videos. We have
Yep.
that coming up. We've just been a little backlogged, but we're coming.
Absolutely.
No pun intended.
Yep.
And of course, just be real.
Real.
Cue that music.